The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip Daiquiri and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another Football Friday here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Of course, it is our mission to bring you news that you could use. You can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel, of course, is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com and the 24-hour dial-in message line 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we're going to jump right into today's episode. A lot going on the campus of Prairie View A&M University this weekend. Of course, the 2021 soccer tournament is being held on the campus. Started on Thursday, will carry on throughout the rest of the weekend. The big weekend of Texas Southern coming to town for softball and baseball. The battles of first and second place on the softball diamond. And of course, the thickness of the race building up in the Western Division on the baseball side of things. Another big weekend on the gridiron in regards of Alabama A&M doing battle with Jackson State. And we also heard an interview with Fred McNair, head football coach of the Alcorn State Braves, in their regards of them taking a hiatus during this spring 21 football campaign. Of course, we're always trying to bring you some news of interest that will cover you not only locally, but regionally as well as nationally. The Hempstead Bobcats were able to hire a new head football coach in the local area of Waller County, Texas. And we are going to switch over to hear from the new head football coach, Donovan King, on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union hotline. And once we get done with that, we'll do another recap of the football matchup this weekend between Alabama A&M and some feedback on what we heard from Coach McNair on his radio show from last night. You're listening to Football Friday here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We'll switch over now to the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union hotline. Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union has 13 different locations to better serve you. For more information, you can contact them on their toll-free number, 855-391-2149. Or you can send an email to information@bvscu.org. It's the radio guy, Mike Prince, and welcome back to the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union hotline. We are fortunate to have with us the newcomer in the community, representing the Hempstead Bobcats in the football coaching atmosphere, and that is none other than football coach Donovan King. How you doing, sir, and welcome to the show.
I'm doing good. You know, it's just another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise, and you happen to get that right because Hempstead is affectionately known as Heavenly Hempstead, Texas. So welcome to paradise, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, now, for those who might not be as familiar with the Coach King, if you don't mind, give us a little background on how you ended up in Hempstead, Texas.
You know, I'm just a old small town country boy. You know, I graduated from Rice Consolidated. You know, I played football and all that other good stuff out there. And I was fortunate enough to, you know, be able to get an athletic scholarship where I attended Texas State University. And I played there for 4 years and, you know, was a part of a couple conference championship games, teams there. You know, after I got out of college, I kind of took a non-traditional route to getting into coaching. I did some career development counseling for about 3 years right out of college. And then I had that itch and I was, you know, ready to get back around athletics. So, you know, I went the alternative certification route and I cut my teeth, started coaching at East Bernard High School, and I was there for 3 years. Was fortunate enough to be around some great coaches and some great men there, and we played in the state semifinals there in 2015. I left there and went to Fort Bend Ridgepoint, where I was there for about 3 years, and then taking that step to eventually get where I am right now. I moved up to Longview, and I was a DC at New Diana for a year, and then most recently, before coming to Hempstead, I was the DC at Cold Spring High School.
Absolutely, and Cold Spring has some very competitive runs from time to time. And so, what was your experience like transitioning from Cold Spring now to Hempstead?
I think not only that run, just where I've been at, like I said, I've been fortunate enough to be around some good programs, some good teams, where, I've been a part of about, 7 district championships in the last 8 years of my coaching. And, just seeing the potential what Hempstead has is, what really, piqued my interest when the job came open. Like I said, I graduated from Rice Consolidated. I've always seen what the talent looks like and what the possibilities are here. And like I said, it was an intriguing opportunity when it came up, and I kind of jumped on it. And I'm hoping to bring some of that winning and some of that, get back to some tradition here in town.
Well, if you allow me to put it in this form, you are used to that small squad 3A type program where you don't have a large number, but you make those numbers count. So when you see that, as you mentioned, the opportunity and the potential at Hempstead, does that get you kind of excited and get your hands rubbing together as the mad scientist in the lab?
Absolutely. Like I said, I cut my teeth in small town ball, and that's what I'm accustomed to growing up. There's Hempstead has been a hotbed for athletes and good caliber kids that have come out, and just the small things that I've seen here in the last week or two, man, I'm super excited about it.
Very good. Now, of course, if you have a defensive background, and I'm an old linebacker myself, are you one of those that kind of go with the flow and, it's all about RPOs, of course, these days, and what type of offensive scheme do you prefer and versus the defensive attack that you try to use?
I'd say that I'm a little more methodical in, my approach to the game as far as, what we're doing defensively versus what we're getting ready to see. I put a lot of time and effort into, doing the game plan and really sitting down and delving deep into the film, try to get a really good idea of what, these offensive coordinators are doing, whether it's from an RPO standpoint or, a line up and smash mouth and run the ball at you kind of deal. So, ideally speaking, from a defensive standpoint, I'd actually rather see some of the spread stuff. It definitely plays into a lot of our kids' neighbors and where their strong suits are. But I'm a firm believer in in order to win championships, you got to play good defense. In order to play the good defense, you got to be able to get people off the field and not allow them to run the ball. So I take a very methodical approach to being able to stop people from running the ball down your throat every night.
Okay, very good. So you want to be physical, if I'm hearing you, and stingy on the defensive side and then create the opportunities for your offense.
Absolutely. Like I said, if defense wins championships, if they don't score, they don't win. If we got to go win a game 3-0 because we've been stonewalling them on defense, I'll take that every night of the week.
I know that's right. I had a motto: win by 3. If I can find a guy that can kick him through the uprights and he can get me the wins more than losses, I'll take him any way I can get him.
Absolutely.
We're on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union hotline with head football coach of the Hempstead Bobcats, Donovan King. Now, Coach, a lot of people have this misunderstanding, or let me say a myth, that you can't recruit in high school athletics. I beg to differ, because when you have kids walking up and down your corridors each and every day, and you see a kid that might stand out in the crowd, and you say, well, who's that kid, and why is that kid not on the football field? Have you seen that opportunity arise since you've landed at Hempstead?
Absolutely. I think a lot of times, for me, as far as, when you talk about recruiting, I feel like that recruiting comes with an opportunity to, create a relationship with, young men. Um, I'm a firm believer in, creating those relationships and fostering those relationships and getting to understand the kid himself, being able to sit down and have a conversation with some of these young men and kind of see what it is that they're trying to do in life, not just from a football standpoint, but, what are their goals in life and what is it that they want to do and how can I use football to help them get to, those goals in life.
So it's always an opportunity to present itself for a win-win situation potentially with kids and adding to your program. So it's
Yes, sir.
it's a pretty good approach to have that and take about. Now, with you being in Hempstead, Texas, and you're familiar with the area, what are some things that you may have had a hint of, but now you said, wow, I didn't know this was available here in Hempstead. There's been a pleasant surprise for you in your short arrival here in Hempstead.
Honestly, everything that I've seen, have been things that, I've always kind of felt have been there. I'm still branching out and trying to, establish and build relationships, just trying to get involved in the community. I want people to know that, I'm here for the kids, I'm here for the community. So, that's probably the biggest thing that I'm continuing to work on right now is just trying to get my name and my face out there and let people know why I'm here and why I'm here and what my plans are with not only as, for their children as a football player, but what I want to be able to contribute to them in their life.
Very good, very good, which is one of the reasons why we have you here today, sir. Now, one thing, you've been aware and familiar with the program at Hempstead. It has had a rich legacy of being able to connect kids to advancement in their academia career as well as their athletic career, some on a grand stage, some on a lower stage, but it's that next level of competition in the classroom and on the field. And I guess the magic question is, are you connected to help continue that tradition for the Hempstead student athlete?
Absolutely. As I've been in this game and from a coaching standpoint and from a playing standpoint, foster a lot of different relationships with, individuals across the state and for some across the country. And, ultimately, like I've kind of alluded to, I'm here for the kids, in its totality, not just football. So, anything that I can kind of do to help a kid, be able to move on to the next level, whether we're talking about from an athletic standpoint or just merely an academic standpoint, I'm here for it because I truly believe that the things that we're doing athletically are what's going to help us contribute, positive members to society. And, I want these young men and, the young women who come in contact with me to understand that, there's so much more that's out there besides, what's in their current environment. And I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for. I want you to be successful. I want you to be great. I tell the kids that a lot, like, I want you to be great. I'm here for you. I want you to be great because I care. Well, it sounds like some exciting times ahead at Hempstead, sir. And we thank you for being a part of the show on today. And once again, welcome to the community. We have a tradition here at the Open Mic where when we come toward the end of our segments, we like to allow our guests to have some closing thoughts and comments. And the floor is now yours, sir. My closing comment would be, like I said, I want the people in the community to understand that I'm here for the kids, I'm here for the community, I'm here for the program, and I want to do whatever I can do to help out and positively impact the community, and I want the community to understand and feel that I'm here for them. And, if there's some concerns or there's some things that they'd like to talk about, I'm always open to sitting down and having a conversation and talking ball or, talking life, because football is a game that's bigger than just X's and O's, and everybody's going to have to hang up those cleats in life, So I want to help these young men be better men, fathers, and husbands when that time comes.
Very well stated, sir. He is Coach Donovan King of the Hempstead Bobcats, welcoming into Waller County, Texas, where the Bobcat football legacy and tradition will continue. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. Always visit the website, obnradio.com, and our 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And until the next time, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side. And once again, we want to welcome Coach Donovan King to the Waller County football family. Look forward to our continued coverage of Hempstead Bobcat football here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We talked about Fred McNair and some of the comments made on his show last night that you can actually go and listen to through our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, or you can go to the website and look under the sports report, and you'll see the Fred McNair show. But before we comment on that, we're going to hear from the Butler report from Mr. Rob Butler in regards of Southland football.
This is Rob Butler with some FCS football news. On a night when the top-scoring offense in the country failed to match its speedy pace, the Sam Houston Bearcats leaned on their defense to secure an ugly yet pivotal road win over Northwestern State. The Bearcats, who are now 4-0 on the year, forced and recovered 3 fumbles in their own territory and held the Demons, who are 0-5, to just 43 rushing yards, paving the way for a 24-16 victory on Thursday night at Turpin Stadium. The Bearcats will host the McNeese Cowboys this Saturday at 4, while the Demons play at Incarnate Word this Saturday night at 7. McNeese quarterback Cody Odron threw for a career-high 354 yards and 4 touchdowns, while wide receiver kick returner Mason Pierce had a breakout game with 192 all-purpose yards as the Cowboys upset Nicholls State 43-31 in their final home game of the spring season. The Cowboys improved to 3-3 on the year, while the Colonels fall to 4-2. Nicholls will host Southeastern Louisiana this Saturday at 3 p.m. A lack of any dependable passing attack combined with an inconsistent defensive effort doomed Lamar during a 42-12 road loss to Southeastern Louisiana at Strawberry Stadium. After taking a single-digit lead into halftime, the home Lions, who are now 3-2, shut out Lamar in the second half to secure the lopsided win. In the first season under head coach Blaine Morgan, Lamar ended its spring schedule at 2-4 overall. On to this week's games. Nicholls will host Southeastern Louisiana. I believe Nicholls will bounce back from their upset loss to McNeese. Quarterback Lindsey Scott Jr. is an outstanding player, and running back Julian Gumbs is difficult to stop. However, don't count out the Lions. They're led by quarterback Cole Kelly, who threw for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Cardinals Saturday night. Nicholls wins this game at home 42-37 over Southeastern Louisiana. Number 5, Sam Houston plays host to McNeese. Quarterback Cody Odron was outstanding against the Colonels, while the Bearcat offense struggled against the Demons last Thursday night. Quarterback Eric Schmidt and running back Ramon Jefferson will lead their team to victory. Bearcats win this game 41-30 over the McNeese Cowboys. Northwestern State is at number 19, Incarnate Word. The Demons have played well defensively this season, and their running back Scooter Adams has rushed for 473 yards this year. Incarnate Word is led by stellar quarterback freshman Cameron Ward. He has thrown for over 1,500 yards with 20 TDs and just 3 interceptions. Wide receiver Trey Wolf is his main target. Incarnate Word wins this game 34-23 over Northwestern State. And on a side note, I might add the stats FCS Top 25 came out today, and Nicholls is number 18. Southeastern Louisiana is number 23. That's Rob Butler, Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And as always, we appreciate Brother Rob Butler for the thorough job that he does with the Butler Report, formerly known as the Southland Report. But because of the exodus of 4 of the Texas connected programs heading to the WAC, we had to do a slight alteration, because I'm sure that Butler is going to continue to cover the Southland, and he's going to follow his beloved Lamar University over in the WAC. So we look forward to those projects coming down the road. Of course, Alabama A&M and Jackson State will be doing battle this weekend, and it is basically to position oneself for the inside track on the Eastern Division of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Jackson State is trying to stop a 2-game skid, losing against Alabama State and recently against Southern University. Alabama A&M is really trying to get a conference game underneath their belt. Now, of course, with the spring football, there was a lot of conversation about Alcorn opting out of the spring season. There were various innuendos of why Alcorn opted out and if it was fair, if it was not fair. But when the dust settled, they stood their ground, opted out, and as a result, listening to the Fred McNair radio show on WPRL, compliments of Mr. Charles Edmond, Tall Man Radio, I was hearing in between lines a lot of confidence and expectation of coming back in the fall with a vengeance. And I in particularly like the fact that Coach McNair made reference as he was preparing his team during spring practices that whomever it is that wins the spring title, their mission is to regain that title. They'll be transitioned, of course, over to the western side of the division, and it's going to be extremely exciting and challenging for the 2021 campaign. Of course, Bethune-Cookman and FAMU will be starting the process on July the 1st of 2021, and it is truly going to be some exciting times in the air. And as I began to listen to the voice of the champion in regards of Fred McNair and the Alcorn Brave football team, it made me reminisce slightly on two other programs who took the same approach. Different sport, of course. And I'm talking about volleyball. Alabama A&M and Alabama State both opting out of the spring volleyball session. And when you look at it, could have been a piece of the ultimate looking down the road decision made by these three programs. What am I saying? Anytime that a champion or an upper tier program decides to opt out for whatever reason, one would think that you would at least examine beyond what is being shown on the surface. And as you begin to go over the scenarios and situations that were presented to all three institutions, I think they looked at the big picture of things and say, I would rather take the short-term sacrifice now for the long-term benefits down the road. What am I saying? With these three institutions deciding to opt out, that could be used as an inside track for building a bigger, better project. I'll give you an example. The overall anxiety and the anxiousness of will we or won't we play during the spring session has been eliminated. You don't have that wear and tear on the psyche of your staff, student athletes, and administration on how to prepare for this week game. Not saying that it will not be the case in the fall, but you can definitely eliminate that immediate anxiety. Number two, if you listen to the Fred McNair interview that was held on last night, and once again, you can go to our YouTube channel and check that out under the Fred McNair Show. Not only did Coach McNair and his staff feel like they wasn't ready, but the players felt like they were not ready. So they used this as a rallying cry to build even a deeper bond amongst the program. Number three, it now positions you to have your entire staff and team vaccinated to reassure safety for all said parties. And number four, deep back in your mind, regardless of who represents in volleyball or the football world, in this case, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the competitor in you will always raise just an inkling of a doubt. Did you beat the best to become the best? And when the best returns on the scene, do you have enough to hold them off? So it could be one of those chess match moves that could pay huge dividends down the road. Well, guess what? We're only a few months away from the fall seasons to see if my theory and hunch was remotely close. We got a great weekend in store for you on the Sunday Night Live edition of the Mike Prince Show. Our scheduled guests will be Coach Connell Maynor of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs and Coach Eric Dooley of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. But for right now, I am going to exit stage left. My time is far spent. I truly appreciate each and every one of you joining in with us. The thanks and appreciation that you all gave us on our Donald Reed interview. Of course, you can go back and check that out as well on the YouTube channel or the website at obnradio.com. Also visit that website. Make your donation today to become a listening partner. I've got to go. My time is far spent. But until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.